guys, it is me, Jacqueline, for today's video. I have my August book haul, so I've accumulated a ton of books this month, so I'm just gonna jump right into the book haul because we have a lot of books to talk about. The first two books I have to show you guys, I was actually sent by Penguin Teen. I want to thank them so incredibly much because I am so excited for both of these books. The first book I was sent was The Reader, and this is by Tracy Shee. Now, this book actually doesn't come out until September, but I've been anticipating this book ever since I read the summary on Goodreads when the Goodreads 2016 debut novels list came out. This is the first book in the Sea of Ink and Gold. I'm very excited to read this. Whenever I do read it, I will get a review out for you guys, and I will try to actually get it out before it is released so I can get my thoughts out there. The other thing I was sent by Penguin Teen I actually kept, so I got it in this envelope, and you probably can already tell what it is. If you follow me on Twitter, I already posted a picture of this and along with the goodies inside. But on the front it says, in 2015, one book emerged as the most highly acclaimed fantasy debut in YA. On August 30th, 2016, the sequel will set the world on fire. When this came in my mail, I honestly freaked out because I love this. I know it's sort of stupid to show an envelope, but I think it is so cool. Now, if you don't know, the actual envelope was for A Torch Against the Night. In the envelope, I got another arc of A Torch Against the Night, but since I already owned a copy, I actually did a little bit of a swap with a fellow blogger friend of mine, so I don't have that copy anymore. But in that envelope came two other goodies that I did want to show you guys because I'm obsessed with them. The first one is this little armlet, and it has a little tag attached to it. The tag says, "I reach for my armlet needing the comfort it offers, the reminder of who I am, what I am." And this is actually a quote from A Torch Against the Night. The other little goodie were these socks, and I feel like everybody loves socks. So on the actual bottom of it, it says A Torch Against the Night, and then on the little toes it says Emberling. So yet again, I just want to thank Penguin Teen for sending me both things. The next book I have to show you guys, I actually mentioned it in my last book haul. I said this book was on its way, and that was The Lies of Lockemora. This is by Scott Lynch. This is the first book in the Gentleman's Bastard sequence, and pretty much this series is sort of like a companion series, and I've just heard the most amazing things about this book and this series as a whole. I'm very excited to read it, and I'm so happy I finally have it in my possession. The remaining books I'm going to show you guys for this book haul I actually all got at a book event I went to earlier this month, which was Book It Con. Book It Con was a book event that took place in New Jersey. It actually happened last year as well, so I've been to it 2 years in a row and I absolutely adore it. It is run by my good blogger friend Nori. I'm going to leave her Twitter along with actually the Book It Con website down below in the description box if you want to know more information. All of the remaining books I have to show you guys I got at that book event. The first two books I have to show you guys I actually got for free because they came in my VIP bag that I got, and the first one is Resurrecting Sunshine, and this is by Lisa A. Kosis. This is actually an arc. This book comes out in September, and the author was actually there at the event, so I actually got to meet her. She was really sweet, and she actually signed my arc, and she said, "For Jacqueline," she drew a little sun with a heart in the middle. Pretty much what this book is about is this guy loses his girlfriend, and there are these people that actually claim they can bring people back from the dead. So this guy goes to them, and pretty much the way that they can actually bring people back is through their memories. And so they're going to use his memories to bring back his girlfriend, and on the front it says they can bring her back, but can they save her? I'm very excited to read this because I haven't actually even heard of this book, and it comes out relatively soon, so I cannot wait to pick it up. The other book I got in my bag was Alive, and this is by Scott Sigler. This is actually an advanced reader's copy as well. The final version of this book has a completely different cover. I don't know about the paperback edition, but this book actually came out last year. This had a ton of buzz when it first came out. You probably have heard of it, and if you actually haven't heard of this book, it is pretty much about a girl who wakes up in a coffin and doesn't know who she is or how she got there. The next book I got was Winter Spell, and this is by Claire Legrand. This is a dark retelling of the Nutcracker, which sounds absolutely amazing. I got to meet her and she was so sweet and so genuine, and I loved getting to talk to her. I told her how I was really excited to read this book because when I was younger I used to be obsessed with the Barbie Nutcracker movie, and she was like, this is completely different from that. But nonetheless, I am excited to read sort of a dark retelling of the Nutcracker. So like I said, I did get to meet her, and on the inside she wrote, "For Jacqueline, embrace your power and happy reading." Then the next book I picked up was actually another Claire Legrand book, and that is The Year of Shadows. Now I am super excited to read this because when I read the summary, the main character reminds me a ton of Emily the Strange. I don't really know if a lot of people know who Emily the Strange is, but when I was younger I used to be obsessed with her. And so when I read this summary and it reminded me a ton of her, I was like, I have to pick this up. Also, it's actually a middle grade book, and personally I don't remember the last time I read a middle grade novel. I really badly want to read more middle grade novels, and so I hope to pick this up very soon. I might actually pick it up around Halloween since there are ghosts involved in this book as well. And like I said, I did get to meet her. So on the inside she signed, "For Jacqueline, never be afraid to believe in the impossible." Then the next book I have is How It Feels to Fly, and this is by Catherine Holmes. This book just came out in June. It's actually about a dancer who goes to therapy camp because she's dealing with different mental illnesses or a specific mental illness. I don't exactly know which one or ones are going to be dealt in this novel, but nonetheless I am super excited to read this book because a lot of people at the book event told me that this had beautiful writing and it was really well done. I yet again got to meet her. On the inside she wrote, "For Jacqueline, take the leap," and she put little balloons on the title of the book. Like, isn't that not adorable? The next book I picked up was The Mirror King, and this is by Jodi Meadows. I actually got to meet Jodi Meadows last year at BookitCon, and she actually signed The Orphan Queen for me. This is actually the second book in the Orphan Queen duology, and so now I have it completely signed. So like I said, this is signed. I haven't read The Orphan Queen, but I have both now so I can marathon the duology. On the inside she just wrote, "Jacqueline, take your kingdom." The next book I picked up was The Titans, and this is by Victoria Scott. Pretty much what I got from the summary is it is about these mechanical horses, and our main character lives in a town where these mechanical horses ride, and so she has the opportunity to actually ride one of these horses, and on the front it actually says, "Her future rides on one last race." This book just came out in March. I think it's going to be a series from her, but I'm very excited to read this. I did get to meet her, and on the inside she signed, "Jacqueline, make your own luck." The next two books I have to show you guys are the first two books, a part of the Marion War Trilogy, and this is by S. Husher Evans. The first book is The Island, and the second book is The Chase'em. She's actually a self-published author, so if you want to buy these books, you can actually only buy them on her website. I love getting to talk to her. You guys know I love supporting self-published authors, and she's just so funny, and it was such a pleasure getting to meet her. So she signed the first book, and she signed the second book. The third book, part of this trilogy, comes out sometime in 2017. And then also she was giving away early copies of her newer book, Spells and Sorcery, and pretty much she said this was Charmed meets Harry Potter, which I love the TV show Charmed, so I am so excited to read this book. It is one of my favorite TV shows, and this is actually also signed. The next 6 books I have to show you guys, I actually all won because there were a ton of raffles going on, which is super exciting, so I actually won 2 prize packages. So let's get on to the first prize package. So the first book, a part of the first prize package, is Girl Last Seen, and this is by Heather Anastasio and Anne Greenwood Brown. What I got from the summary is it is about 2 girls who had a falling out. One of the girls becomes insanely popular, but when she ends up missing, the other girl ends up going on this hunt trying to find her and figure out what exactly happened to her. The second book I won in the prize package is The Summer I Found You, and this is by Jolene Perry. This is a contemporary book about 2 people that sort of are dealing with their own struggles. They end up meeting each other, and the story takes off from there. So it's a very short contemporary. I feel like you can just fly by this book, and I know this has nothing to do with it, but I absolutely love this cover. Then the final book, a part of the first prize package, is Of Better Blood, and this is by Susan Moger. I've never heard of this book. I don't know what it's really about, but it's actually signed, which is pretty cool. On the back it says, a secret war is being waged against the unfit. It's happening in America and Rowan Colliner is caught in the crossfire. The first book, a part of the second prize package, is The Lie Tree. This is by Frances Harding and I am super excited to read this book. So many people have raved about it. It's actually the Costa Book of the Year and it's also signed, which is so awesome. But pretty much it is about this tree in which when you speak a lie to it, fruit grows, and in that fruit there's actually an unknown truth about the said lie. So I can't wait to see what all the hype is about, so hopefully I will get to this book sometime soon. The second book, a part of the second prize package, is Motocross Madness. This is by Cheyenne Young. I haven't actually heard of this book, but it seems like it's going to be a new adult contemporary book, so I am excited to read it nonetheless. It seems really short. The last book I won is Onyx Web, the series, book 1, episodes 1, 2, 3. This is by Richard Fenton and Andrea Waltz. I have no idea what this is about. I was actually supposed to look it up before I filmed this video and I totally forgot until right now. So after this video I will definitely look into what this is about and give it a try if it does sound intriguing, but it's actually signed by both of them, which is pretty cool. The next book I have is I Hunt Killers, and this is by Barry Lyga. I got this book because my friend Jacqueline, she's actually a blogger. I absolutely love her. I'm actually going to leave her Twitter down below, but she won a prize package, and in that prize package was this book. She already owns a copy, so she was like, do you want this one? And I said yes, and I don't really know what it is about except for at the top it does say, what if the world's most notorious serial killer was your dad? So that sounds super interesting and I can't wait to read it whenever I do get to it. The final two books I have to show you guys I got because I did book swaps with two separate bloggers. The first blogger I book swapped with was Kelly. I'm going to leave her Twitter down below. I gave her my extra copy of A Torch Against the Night, and in return she gave me And I Darken by Kirsten White. Even though this is a ARC copy, this book is already out. It came out in June. I love this book. I gave it a 4 to 5 stars. I've already read it. I have a review up on my channel if you want to know more information, and I will leave that on the screen as well as down below. For some reason, when it comes to books I absolutely love, I think it's sort of cool to get ARC copies, and so when she had this as an option for a book to trade, I immediately wanted to grab it since I did really enjoy this book. The last book I have, I traded with Rita, and that book is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. This is by Becky Albertalli. A lot of people raved about this book when it first came out. I still have not read this book. I need to read it, so finally I have a copy of it and hopefully I will get to it sometime soon. So that was my book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below in the comment section if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them, or what books you have recently picked up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!